Yo, what up, y'all? How y'all doing today? I hope y'all day going great. I just want to jump online real quick. Wish y'all a happy Sunday and all that. I know I look rough. Look at my hair. I ain't had no. I'm just looking rough. I know I've been looking rough for a couple of weeks, but man, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm stressed out. I'm everything. But the show must go on. You know what I'm saying? Even when you feel like quitting, and definitely I do, you still got to go on. You still got to go on. Don't let that stress get to you. Don't let that, you know what I'm saying, no movement. Like, have you ever been like feeling like there's nothing moving? You know what I'm saying? You trying to get to get to a goal or get to a place, and it just feel like ain't nothing moving, ain't nothing shaking, ain't nothing happening. It just at a standstill. And it is stressing you out. It do stress you out. It do make you want to quit. It do make you like, what am I doing this for, and all that stuff. Excuse me, I told you I was tired. Excuse me. But it just make you want to quit, and just like you feel defeated. You got to keep going. When you feel defeated and when you feel stressed out, it might be like a couple of more, you know what I'm saying? You got to just that little bit in order for you to get over that hurdle. So I feel like quitting. I feel like defeated. I feel, man, depleted. All that D's. And man, I just got to keep moving. I got to keep going. And it's just like one thing happening after another. Like, I moved into my apartment out of my mother's house. It took me 2 weeks to move. And it was just like one thing after another. I had drove my bus up to closer to the place so I could unload the stuff that I was going to take off the bus, closer to the apartment. It was so cold that the bus stopped. Like, the bus wouldn't move, it wouldn't start, none like that. So I ended up having to get a jump. Now I'm using money that I didn't want to use and I didn't have to get the bus jumped and started. Excuse me, because it had stayed at my job for a week. And like, they wasn't really complaining, but I didn't want my bus being there and thinking it was okay. It wasn't. I needed to get it back to where it belonged. So nevertheless, I didn't get nothing off the bus because my main focus was moving the bus. Then when I finally moved the bus back to where it belonged, I ended up having to Uber that whole time. I met a lady. She was, I don't know. That's another day for another story. But I ended up having to Uber home from the bus, Uber to work the next morning, and it was like early as hell to get my car because my car I had to leave my car at the job because I had nobody to trail me with my car or whatever. On the way to get the bus to my job, my emergency window fell out. I was gonna glue the emergency window back in place. I didn't, because I figured like if I glue it in place, it would stay there, and I wouldn't have no emergency window. Like, the emergency window's supposed to come out. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So I got cardboard up there. Now my bus looked kind of hood because it got a cardboard up there. The next weekend, I ended up being able to go to the bus and move my stuff out. I had to. This time, I didn't move the bus. I wasn't taking that chance. So this time, I ended up renting a U-Haul and just unloading some of the stuff that I needed off the bus and driving it up to the apartment. My brother was gracious enough to help me move that stuff into the apartment. The whole time, I got like an injured shoulder and elbow. Table fell on my arm, which was swollen. Now, if it wasn't injured before, it's injured now. But I got that stuff off of there. We got that stuff up there. So a whole week after I done paid to be in this place, I didn't stay there. And so I ended up staying that week. 3 days staying there. 3 days. Got my car towed. I came out to go to work, and my car was gone. Like, I'm beep, beep, like, and in my mind, I'm like, somebody had to steal my car because I don't have a car note. My car's paid off. I have the title, paid that off last year. That was one of my goals. So I know ain't nobody came and got my car due to a late payment or no payment, because there's no payment on this car. This is my car. So I'm like, what the hell? Now in the pouring rain, before work, I gotta walk down to the office to get my car. And they had to call the people that towed my car for them to release it. And they was acting like they didn't want to release my car. So I had to get a carrier to come pick me up to take me to work. And then another person from work to take me to go get my car. And my tire was on flat because the whole time it was cold as hell. My tire would not keep airing it. So I'm out in the cold weather, the negative weather, trying to keep air in this tire. Luckily, one of my friends at work gave me like the air pump thing where you plug it in and it pumps the air or whatever. So every day before I drive, I have to put air in this tire. And I couldn't figure out for the life of me why I kept doing that. So I get there. I'm going back and forth with the people because they got my car, and I'm trying to figure out why you got my car, and you know what I'm saying, why are you towing my car, and they story just ain't matching up and ain't making sense, whatever. So I finally get my car's on flat. I gotta, and then my car wouldn't move because their parking lot was so crummy and it had dents and potholes and it was just horrible. I finally get my car out, put some air in it. I get back to work, do my job, and it's just like now I'm able to like unpack stuff. Well, I got a whole bunch of, because I got a whole bunch of stuff on the bus that I'm not taking to the apartment because the apartment is so small. But I figured I take all the small boxes, and all the small boxes got all the stuff that I need, like the necessary stuff that I needed. Well, some of the stuff was necessary and some of the stuff I didn't need. So now I got to repackage that stuff and put it back on the bus while I wait for my sister to tell me I can put the stuff that I'm not taking to the apartment in her basement. So I'm waiting on you, Vantel. Hurry up and do what you said what you was going to do. So now I get to chillax. I had ended up buying a new bed. I'm just sitting here telling y'all my story. This why I'm stressed out, because none of this is pertaining to me getting my podcast together. None of this is pertaining to getting the business together. None of this is pertaining to getting the bus together. Like all my personal stuff is just every time I turn around it's something. And it's just like, damn, man. I had a goal to have at least my floor fixed on the bus by March, and I'm still like unpacking at home. And then after I got the bus started, the engine light come on the bus. So now I gotta find a place to fix the bus, or at least see what's going on with the bus. And then I gotta drive an hour from the apartment to the bus to make sure that the bus turns on, because with the cold weather I'm not able to plug the bus up where it's parked at. So now I gotta keep, going to turn the bus on, make sure the bus is okay and the engine light is on. Now I gotta figure out where I'm gonna get this fixed. So that's more money dishing out to that. Mind you, I don't have a lot of stuff in the apartment, so I gotta get necessary stuff in the apartment. Like, I don't even got no food in the house. I ain't even grocery shopping. I just been eating out. And that was like the number one thing I did not want to do this year, was continue to eat out, because it just ain't agreeing. Nah. But it's just like, damn, one thing after another, and it's just stressing me out. And then at work, it's no better. Work stuff is just work stuff. And it's just like life, work, and then the business is getting put on the back burner, which I don't want to put. That was my number one thing. With everything that was going on at work, I didn't want to allow my work life to supersede my business that I wanted to do. I wanted to put my business first, so I can, I'm only giving myself 10 years to get it together. And it's like, this the first year, and it feel like I'm failing on the first year because everything else is going wrong. And I know it's a light at the end of the tunnel, but it's like, damn, right now I don't see it. It's dark. It's very dark. It's pitch black dark. And it's like, it's only so many hours in a day, I still got to take care of my grandmother. I still got to do, other stuff that needs to be done. And it's like, damn, I ain't gonna never get to the business aspect of the bus. I ain't gonna never, like, I still ain't found nobody to fix the bus. And something in the back, but it fixed the bus. So it's just like one thing piling after another, and it was just like, man, before today I was like, I'm just gonna lead the podcast and the bus, just I ain't gonna even get the bus fixed, it's just whatever. But it's like, no, I can't not fix the bus, because I already put out there in the atmosphere all these plans and all these goals, and all these people are looking towards it and looking forward to all this stuff. And I can't just go back on my word because I'm tired. Like, I am tired, I am exhausted, but at the same time, I have to do this because I feel like the reward would be very big and very rewarding. I'm not doing it just for me. I'm doing it for my family. Like, I want us to be business owners. I want us to pass something down to the kids or whatever. And me quitting now will be devastating to, like, my brothers and them, because my brother is really into it now. And then to, like, my boy cousins and stuff. Like, my girl cousins don't care, but my boy cousins are really looking forward to, you know what I'm saying, helping with the bus, fix the bus and all this stuff. And it's just like, if I quit, then there's nothing to look forward to, you know. And I got a lot of people looking up to me to get this done, and they've been waiting on this bus to at least party. Even like the people at work is like, when you gonna get the bus done? When you gonna get the bus done? And I keep saying, well, I gotta do this first, I gotta do that first. And it's just like, man. And I kind of hate that I put it out there, but I kind of like that I put it out there because it's keeping me on my toes. Like, every time I feel like I'm gonna slack, or, you know what I'm saying, oh, I'm just gonna take this day off and keep my feet up. No, it's like, somebody gonna ask me about that bus, somebody asking me about the business, somebody giving me an idea, somebody's like pushing me to go further, keeping me going and stuff like that. And I need that, because I can't keep pushing myself. It's getting tiring. And I just be wanting to lay back and, like, take a vacation or take some days off. And even, like, taking days off from work, it's like, you still got to do some stuff. You still got to get stuff done. Even, like, my granny keep asking about the bus. Like, what you going to do about the bus? What you going to do about this? What you going to do about that? And it's like, man, like, bro, just give me a breather. And I understand sometimes we do need a breather, but we get comfortable in that breather and we never go back to what we to the agenda. That goal never gets accomplished, because we like, man, it's too hard, or I ain't gonna be able to do this, or I ain't gonna be able to do that. That's why we get stuck where we at. And then when it's too late, or when somebody else took the concept or our idea and ran with it and succeeded in it, we get upset and we get mad. And that's where that hate starts to come in, and the envy and the jealousy start to come in, because we once had that idea, we once had that opportunity, and we lacked and fell behind on that opportunity. And we just like, oh, it's too hard, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. Do that shit. Do it. Like, do it. And I have to keep telling myself that every day, like, do it, because ain't nobody else gonna do it for us. Do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't give your idea to somebody else and let somebody else run with that idea and succeed in your idea, while you sit back and you lose. You know what I'm saying? I could take a L for today, but I can't take I can't lose the whole vision and allow somebody else to take my vision, or allow somebody else to do a Cashless Thought podcast or something like that. And right now the podcast ain't up to par. And where I want it to be, I got goals for it. I done sat down, I done planned it out, I done wrote a lot of stuff out. But this is the beginning of something big, you know what I'm saying? And I got to keep going. I got to keep reaching. And nobody started on top. Nobody. Everybody had to climb there. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was the stairs, the ladder, whatever, however you want to put it. You had to get there by, you know what I'm saying, hard work and perseverance. So, I mean, and you are going to have some exhausting days. You're going to be having some days that you're tired as hell. You don't want to do it. You don't want to be bothered. None of that stuff. But the show must go on. The show must go on. In order for me to get to where I need to be, show must go on. As y'all can see, you know what I'm saying, at first I didn't like doing the videos or doing a podcast, because I didn't like being in front of the camera. Now I'm getting more comfortable in front of the camera. I'm getting more comfortable with talking about business and knowing what I want out of my business, and knowing what I want out of the plans and the preparation, just out of everything. And the preparation is just, it's immense. It's overwhelming, but I'm meeting a lot of people, which is good. They're willing to help, which is good. I'm not saying that they helping for free, but they're willing to help. They're willing to take their time out. So I'm not going to sit here and waste nobody's time after I asked them for help or whatever. So I'm going to get back on the ball. I might take like a day off and just rest my soul. But ultimately, I got to figure this out. Like, ultimately, I got to keep going. I'm not into failing. I'm not into losing. And I'm not into just giving ideas away to somebody else and allowing it to go. So, next, I don't know what's next. But I'm going to figure it out, damn it. I damn sure going to figure it out. I might look rough today, but I'm going to figure it out. So, yeah. Stay in tune. I just needed a breather, a break, a stress reliever. That's all this is. And anybody that's, you know what I'm saying, going through the same thing, just keep praying, keep holding on, and keep going. The tough time will be over soon. Like, when it get harder and harder, that's when you know you finna break through and you finna get to that point. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always gonna be when you're trying to do something, it's not always going to be a reward, or you're not going to always see something move or something change right away. But in the long run, if you keep putting, you know what I'm saying, putting those bricks, eventually it's going to be a brick wall. Eventually that brick wall going to lead to a house. You know what I'm saying? So right now it's foundation building. And eventually it's going to be that foundation is going to turn into, you know what I'm saying, a stable company. And that company may eventually evolve into an empire. So that's what it is. We out here building empires right now. It's restless, stressful season, but we're gonna get it together. I hope y'all keep going, just like I'm gonna keep going. And until next time, love you guys. Be safe out there.